It's finally over. After 5 seasons, countless monsters, and one of the most devoted fan bases television has seen in the streaming era, Stranger Things has come to an end. I was lucky enough to attend the theatrical premiere of the series finale, which was screened at the same time the episode premiered on Netflix, and it was a moment that felt less like watching TV and more like saying goodbye to old friends. So today, this isn't a finale review, this isn't even a season review or a ranking of all five. This is a reflection. A look back at Stranger Things is a complete story and why, when it mattered most, it stuck the landing. From the outside, Stranger Things was sold as nostalgia. Bikes, walkie talkies, synthesizer music, Stephen King paperbacks, and echoes of Spielberg. But nostalgia was never the point. What the Duffer Brothers understood, and what separated this show from so many imitators, is that we don't miss the things from childhood, we miss how it felt to share them. The safety of friendship, the intensity of first connections, the belief that the world was terrifying but manageable as long as you weren't facing it alone. The show's thesis is quietly introduced in its very first episode. A group of kids playing Dungeons and Dragons, imagining monsters, while the real one is already loose. The Upside Down doesn't just represent horror, it's the unknown space kids sense before they have words for fear, grief, and isolation. And the center of it all is Eleven. Introduced as a mystery, almost feral and barely speaking, she could have remained a symbol or a plot device. Instead, Stranger Things committed to her humanity, and she quickly emerged as the series' protagonist. Eleven's story is not about power. Telekinesis is incidental. Her real struggle is connection. Her relationship with Mike becomes the emotional spine of the series. Through him, she learns language, trust, and love. Through her, Mike learns vulnerability. Not the performative bravery of childhood, but the courage to care deeply and openly. And everything that follows, every friendship, every sacrifice, grows outward from their bond. One of Stranger Things' greatest achievements is its ensemble. These characters don't reset each season, they evolve. They fracture, then they heal. Steve Harrington's journey from shallow antagonist to reluctant babysitter to emotional anchor is one of the most quietly perfect arcs television has offered in years. Not because it's flashy, but because it's built on care. Max's struggle with grief, Will's unspoken longing, Hopper's hard earned tenderness, Joyce's relentless belief that love is stronger than fear. These people don't survive because they're special, they survive because they stay connected. By the final seasons, the show grows bigger, louder, darker. Vecna isn't terrifying because of how he kills, but because of how he chooses his victims. He feeds on isolation, shame, trauma, the belief that you're broken beyond repair. That makes him the perfect final antagonist for this series. Not just a monster, but the embodiment of the Upside Down's true power disconnection. And the show's answer to him is beautifully simple memory, love, presence. The final confrontation doesn't hinge on a clever trick or a lone hero. Eleven doesn't win alone, she wins because she has the support of her friends, of the family she's built over 5 seasons. Watching this finale in a theater, surrounded by fans cheering and crying together, made something clear. Stranger Things was never meant to be consumed in isolation. It was communal, shared, passed between friends, families, and generations. The show understands that endings aren't about erasing pain. Scars remain, loss is acknowledged, but there's peace, and more importantly, closure. If Stranger Things leaves us with one idea, it's this. The good old days aren't only defined by what we watched or played, but by who we shared them with. The gates are closed for good, story is over, but the memory remains. And that's why Stranger Things won't be forgotten. So thank you to the Duffer Brothers, thank you to the cast, and thank you to a series that reminded us for 5 seasons over 9 years that being different is not a curse, and that monsters are never as powerful as the bonds we form to face them together. This has been Fandom Frontline, and I'll see you in the next campaign.